everyone, welcome to a very special fourth edition of our B Corp Journey vlog. This edition is so special because this week we officially submitted our B Impact assessment and are now in the evaluation queue. In this vlog, I'll take you through kind of what this means, what our next steps are, and a couple of other things that I want to point out to you that can be really useful as you are in the evaluation queue. We're super excited to have submitted. I do want to point out for us, it took about 4 weeks to go through the B impact assessment, and I wasn't working on it full time, but I was taking a little bit of time, probably about every day, to engage with the impact assessment. However, I do think that this would take longer if you were a bigger company. From us at ENSO, with our small but very passionate team, we were able to get it done fairly quickly, but please do not worry if it takes you more than a month to go through it. We kind of feel that you should take the time that you need to feel comfortable, confident in your answers, and to make sure you're answering everything as honestly and thoroughly as you possibly can, because this will help you through the evaluation and verification process and really teach you the most possible about your business. It's really great to dig into the B impact assessment and take your time, which is what we did. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. And I've already kind of come up with some ideas and goals for the future moving forward based on the impact assessment. So I want to take you through a couple things that I'm going to be using in the time that we're in the evaluation queue to keep moving on our B impact assessment journey and towards that B Corp certification. What you're seeing here is the review section on the B Impact assessment. You only have access to this once you've submitted your B Impact assessment. What you'll see here is the stage that we are in. So ENSO is currently in the evaluation queue, and within the evaluation queue, there are a couple of tasks that we need to get done. Hence the fact that you can't really just sit back once you've sent in that B impact assessment. There are still some things that you should be looking at. And this is the main place where you really need to get these tasks done. So first thing, the eligibility screen, that was actually completed automatically for us because it was just checking if ENSO was eligible for certification, and yay, we are. Next, we need to pay the submission fee. And then there's a couple more that we're still working through. We're working through adopting that legal requirement that we've discussed in the past. And this B Corporation statement basically is just one of our team members has to go in, do a little bit of a blurb about how we went about filling out the B Impact assessment, and then he has to sign it. I'm not actually sure what this capacity assignment is yet because it is still locked because we haven't finished these two, but I will let you know when we get to it. So just quickly, I'm going to use this screen to give you a little bit of an overview of the process post-submission. So as I said, we're currently in the evaluation queue. We're waiting for an evaluator to be assigned to us. The evaluator will then do an initial screen of our B impact assessment. It will check that we're on the right track, which if you remember we talked about in our last vlog is very important because it does impact the questions that you're going to get on the B impact assessment. They're going to do a preliminary scoring screen to make sure that there are not any kind of glaring errors in what our score currently is. And then they're going to help us define specific requirements for the actual verification process. So the evaluation, I kind of like to think about it, it's almost like a pre-verification, but it really is an important step on the journey. After we complete that, we'll be put into the verification queue. So we'll be in the second queue. We'll be waiting to be assigned an analyst, and we'll complete a couple of tasks while we're doing that as well. Then last, kind of the big piece is verification. This is when we get into the real nitty-gritty of going through our B impact assessment, uploading documentation to prove our answers, all of that. And you'll have a review call with our verifier. And then if all things go well, hopefully getting certified, you'll go on that journey with us and you'll see we'll go into the post-verification stage right here. And in that post-verification stage, that's where we'll start looking at hopefully communicating that. But yeah, for now, we are focused on the evaluation queue and getting these tasks done. While you are in the evaluation queue, you can actually still make updates to your B impact assessment. So what we're going to look at now is the improvement report. This is a collection of questions that you can improve upon with your points totals. So you might be getting none of the points or part of the points right now, and you might be able to find some that you can kind of have some quick wins on and up your points going into the evaluation stage and then further on to the verification queue. So we are going to go to reports on this left-hand side, and we're going to click improvement report. Then this will show you your current B impact assessment, your score, your completion, and then the stage. You see here, we're in the evaluation queue. You'll get a list of questions that you can look through and find some ways to get a couple more points within the B impact assessment. So yeah, take some time to come in here while you're waiting to be assigned your evaluator. You never know, you might be able to get a couple more points here. Another thing that I'm going to recommend doing while you're in the evaluation queue is if there was any documentation, data, or proof that you weren't able to gather while you were completing the B impact assessment, come through and get it now. For example, we're in the process of updating our code of ethics. We are doing that while we are in the evaluation queue. And then I am storing that all on the ENSO platform within our action section in the documentation section. That's where I have every single piece of proof for all of the questions I've answered. I'm kind of combing through it currently to make sure that I have everything, because I want to be able to promptly and quickly give any information our evaluator and then subsequently our verifier will need in order to help the process go as smoothly as possible. It very nicely into something I want to make very clear. We can't 100% control how long we're going to be in each of the queues, how long the evaluation and verification stages are going to take, but what we can do is make sure we're as prepared as possible. So this means having all of your documentation, all of your proof, all of your data organized and ready to go whenever it's asked for. But it also means being responsive. So you're going to get requests through your B impact assessment account. You'll get email notifications, you'll get notifications on the account itself. And the best thing that we can do is be very prepared and ready to answer these requests. It'll help us move through the process quicker and more smoothly. Thank you for coming along on another B Corp Journey vlog with us. We really appreciate your engagement and your interest in this topic because it's really exciting for me. I'm loving learning through the B Corp process, and I feel like there's so many things that we can take away on our own sustainability journey, even just by filling out the B Impact Assessment. I've said this in the past, but I'll say it again. The B Impact Assessment is a really great tool for anyone, even if you aren't planning on going through the certification process. Definitely take a look at it. It's really worth your time, I promise. I want to just give a quick shout out to B Lab Europe and B Lab Ireland. I'm very thankful for my training opportunity last week because I think it gave us the push we needed to get the B impact assessment in. It answered some questions I had, gave me a really great insight on what kinds of documentation are helpful, the organization, really making sure that we were prepared to send in this B impact assessment. I will continue to share more tips and tricks from them. The improvement report came directly from my training time, so that was a nugget of wisdom from them. But as we continue through this process week on week, I will be sharing as much information and as many insights as I possibly can. So thank you again, and we will see you next time.